together, cause we don't know how. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Thank you.
That was dope. Wow. That was super dope.
Thank you.
Yo, what's up, world? We back, Escaway Podcast. And today, I got somebody very special. I got...
Wennely Quezada.
Hey, we got her in the building today. And if in case y'all don't know who this is, oh man, she's super talented, super dope. I mean, look her up. She's the one right now, man. She's super dope. It's a privilege having her here today.
Well,
super
it's an
privilege.
honor for me to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's all good. Thank you for being here. Now, so for those that don't know about you or getting to know who you are, let's start from the beginning. Like, how was your upbringing? Like, where are you from?
So my parents are originally from the Dominican. They moved to New York when they were about like teenagers. And I was born in the Bronx, New York, but was raised in Manhattan. And we moved to Kansas City when I was 3. So my dad was a DJ around the time when I was a kid. So he would play at like clubs and baby showers and weddings and all that stuff. So that's kind of how like the music came about. And I remember he always told me that when I was in my mom's belly, he would grab like a pair of headphones from his speaker and he would put it to my mom's belly. So
that's dope.
That's how it started.
Yeah, that's super dope. That's cool. That makes sense. So like what type of music was being played in your household? Like
lots of Latin music, lots of salsa, bachata, merengue. Every morning, that's what I would hear. So I think that's where my love for like música típica or típico came from. I just love típico music. Love it all.
That's dope. So like growing up, like give me a picture, like growing up, who was like an influence for you? Like when you was a young girl growing up, because I know that there had to be a point in time where you was like, man, you know, I want to be a singer or, you know, what?
Well, growing up, I used to listen to a lot of Celia Cruz because of my grandma. She recently just passed away a couple of days ago. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. So she kind of had a really big influence on me because she played a lot of Celia Cruz. But growing up, I started listening to more of like the R&B sound. So Alicia Keys was kind of like my go-to. Like I would always listen to her and I'm like, dang, like I really want to be like that when I get older. She could play the piano. She could sing. She was touring. Everybody loved who she is as a person. So I wanted to be like her. So, and I still want to be like her to this day.
Yeah.
And then when I grew up even more, well, now my inspiration right now is Alicia Keys and Selena Quintanilla.
Oh,
because I kind of dug deeper into my Latin roots a couple years ago. So, and I did lots of research on Latin artists and I fell onto Selena Quintanilla and I just like fell in love.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
Man, so like what was one of the first like times that you performed? I'm sure there's probably like at a family party or something. Like, do you got a story about that?
Actually, no, it was at a restaurant. At the time, my parents didn't know I could sing at all. Yeah, I would sing in my room sometimes, but it wasn't like nothing major. It was just me singing. And then one day we went to, what was it, Applebee's, and they had karaoke that day. And I don't know what got into me, but I was like, I kind of want to go up there and I kind of want to ask the DJ if I could sing a song. And I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to go sing a song. She was like, what? She's like, for real? She was like, what are you going to sing? And I'm like, I think I'm going to do And I Am Telling You from the movie Dreamgirls by Jennifer Hudson. Like, that's a huge song to sing, especially for, I think I was like 8 or 9 when I did that song. So she was kind of scared. So I remember she told me, they're going to throw tomatoes at you. Are you sure? Are you for real? I'm like, yeah. So I went up there and I requested the song, and even the DJ was like, are you sure? Do you want the backup vocals, or do you just want to sing it like just pure karaoke track? I'm like, why do I want a backup vocal? I'm like, let's just do karaoke track. He was like, okay. So long story short, I sang the song and like everybody had stopped eating and everyone was like right in front of me, like just staring at me. And I'm like, what is going on? And my mom was like so nervous. She was like scratching her neck and everything. And it was all red right here. And I got a standing ovation and a lot of applause. So it just felt really good.
Oh, that's super dope.
So
you were super outgoing as a kid, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know as a kid, I probably would have been super shy. I'm surprised I'm doing this right now. Nah, but that's super cool. So was that like did a light bulb turn on in your parents' head? Like, hey, like she has talent. Like she could do something, you know?
For sure. Even I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I was like, you know what? Like, let me see if I got something in me. And then when I finished, we went in the car and they turned around. They were like, we didn't know you could do that. I'm like, I mean, I do it in my room all the time. You just don't pay attention. So ever since then, they started like investing in my talent, like putting me in competitions and taking me to more karaoke just so that my voice could be heard a little bit more.
Right.
And then that's when, I think at the age of 13, I auditioned for X Factor, but I feel like I was too young at the time. Like I didn't really know who I was as an artist. Like I was 13 and I didn't know what I wanted to sing. So it was just like a start for me from there on.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
That's super, super cool. So, so like where, at what point did like the music, like when you wanted to start writing your own music, like what point was that?
That was like at the age of, I started writing a song when I was about 15, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. I didn't even think I was going to be a songwriter. I'm just like, I see all these people, all these artists writing their own songs. I'm like, let me at least give it a shot. So I started writing my original song Cycle when I was about 15, and I didn't finish it and didn't record it until I was 16. So I think that was released in like 2016, 2017, and it did really good. And I was really surprised. So I just kept writing more songs on like to keep going. And then I came out with an EP and everyone was like, just keep writing. We love your music. I'm like, wow.
That's super cool. So that song, Cycle, was the one that was on your EP?
Yeah, I have an EP.
I was listening to that right now. Literally.
Yeah, that was my very first song. So you wrote that
when you were 16?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you think, what the hell was she going through to write a song like that?
But it was good. You know, at the time, whenever I was listening to the EP, I listened to the whole EP before I got here. And I was like, damn, she could write.
Yeah.
I was like, she could write.
Thank you.
No, yes. Yes. I listened to the whole thing. So that's why when you said that, I was like, I wonder if it's the same one.
Yeah. That's
and you're saying it's 16. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what I was going through to be writing such a depressive song like that. But I started 15, 16, and I was like, you know what? Like, this might be a hit. Like, I'm always thinking you never know until you try.
Right.
So I just went in the studio. My dad knew somebody that not produces. Well, he's my engineer. His name is Matt Peters. And he was the engineer to that song. And when I heard it like all finished and stuff, I'm like, dang, I think I really got something going. Then I just kept writing from then on and just recording. And then that's when the EP came out.
That's super dope. I feel like I listen to most of your songs and I'm like, dude, all of these are like hits.
Oh, thank you.
No, for real. Like all of them, like as far as the way it's structured, the production, everything, the lyrics, the way your notes, your voice. I'm like, damn, like she's a superstar, man. Like for real.
It.
Like for real. That's why I'm like, man, it's an honor to have you here. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But so all right, so let's speed it up. So like when you say you dropped, was that your first EP?
Yes. It was. I dropped the single first. But then I'm like, let me write an EP, because I had a couple songs that I had written and recorded. So I'm like, let me at least put that together and just make a whole EP. And so that's when I came out with Seasons of Love, because it was like it goes with the songs that I had written. It goes from like from summer to winter, because like there's like the Yo No Soy, which is like the summer song, and then it goes to like very depressing music. So it's like the winter.
Oh, that's dope. So that's a dope concept. So like once you put that EP together, I'm sure people started paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people started paying attention. You started catching you know, a lot of people started being like, "Who is this girl?"
Yeah.
So who like, what's a point in time where you was like, "Okay, this is starting to take off. This is starting to look good. Like I think I'm doing the right thing right now."
Well, I used to work at Los Cabos like a couple years ago, and there was a band that used to come and play. And at the time they had a different lead singer. So I would just listen to them because I used to work on the outside where they would play. So one day, the rest of the workers knew I could sing. So they were always trying to like push me up there, like, go sing a song so that they can know. So they pushed me up there one day and I forgot what song I sang, but after that day, they had contacted me to join the band, and they were called the Accidental Moguls. And I used to play with them. We used to do Power and Light. We used to play everywhere. And that's when I started getting noticed a little bit more. And also because of my social media presence, like I would always try to post as many videos as I could, singing videos, covers, everything. So I was getting a lot of recognition from the band and from my social media. So that's when I'm like, okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Because every time I would go to places to sing like Power and Light, I didn't think nobody would know me at Power and Light.
Right.
They'd be like, oh my God, you're the lead singer from this band and we love the way you sing and we came here just for you. There would be people that would come out of town just to see me perform.
That's super dope.
So I'm like, whoa. So then that's when it started clicking. I'm like, dang, I think this is going good for me. And yeah, that's what I get.
That's cool that you was on the right path.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you was in that, you did that band.
Mm-hmm.
And then so then from there you was like, you put your EP together, or the EP was first?
The EP was first. And then I was just going with the flow because when I dropped the EP, I wasn't in a band yet. I didn't even know what I was doing with my career. I didn't know where to start. Like I didn't know what show to do, who to ask for help. You know, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow and I'm just gonna see what happens. And then the band heard me and then I just started from there. And then after that, I started releasing a couple more of my own music, which some singles. And then, yeah, we just kept going from there. And then after that, that's when I auditioned for American Idol about 2 years ago. So I had to leave the band because I just became really, really busy. And then American Idol kind of gave me that push just a little bit. It gave me that push.
So how was that experience? Like, give us a walkthrough of how that was. Like, how was you feeling too?
Nerve-wracking. I had so much anxiety. Well, it all started with Zoom. You have to audition through Zoom, and there's just so many people that audition that you just like you get in your head about it.
It's all right.
It's okay. So you get in your head about it. And so I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people because you can see it all in the Zoom. Like everybody that was auditioning, there was like a cool 1,000 to 2,000 people. So I'm like, man, that's when, you start comparing yourself to other people. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm unique. I got to just focus on me, what I do what I do best. And I'm just going to go with what I got. So I auditioned in front of the producers and they said that they really liked me. They actually said that I was the best audition they heard that day. So I'm like, whoa. And then I sang in front of 2 other producers and they passed me along to California. So I went to Cali and I stayed there for like a month just preparing for my audition. And I auditioned in front of Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and
that's dope.
I always forget the last one. Wow, that's a shame. Sorry, I hope they don't see this interview. I forgot the last person's name. But yeah, they were very, very kind to me. Lionel Richie was kind of like a father figure to me because you could tell that he had my best interest. Like he really wanted me to succeed in this show. And I passed all the way to, not the live shows, but I got all the way to Hollywood Week. And yeah, they cut me before the live shows, but it's okay. It was an amazing experience. And I got to meet so many people, connect with so many new artists. And I'm thinking about trying it again this year. So we'll see what happens.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely should do it.
I want to.
Yeah, you should.
Fingers crossed.
So, like, was you able to, I'm sure you was able to network with certain people there, huh?
Yeah. And I kept in contact with a lot of the artists that even made it farther than I did. And there was a lot of them that wanted to make music with me and do covers with me. But the only problem is that we all lived so far away. So there was like no way for me to just, some of us lived in New York, some of them lived in Las Vegas, so in everywhere. So I'm like, how's that going to work? But I did keep in contact with a lot of them, and I made a lot of good friends.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
Was there any, like, out of the judges, was any of them kind of like, man, this guy's kind of a jerk?
Not jerk wise, but she was very intimidating. Katy Perry was very straightforward. She was a sweetheart, but she was like, I don't know. Sometimes she had no filter. So she would tell you exactly what she was thinking. Like if you were bad, she was going to let you know. If she didn't like the way you looked, if she didn't like the way you interpreted the song, she was going to let you know. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to make a good impression. But like at the end of the day, you can only be you and just accept the criticism. You can either take it in a good way or not take it at all.
Yeah.
So every criticism they gave me, I took it in a good way because it just helps me become a better artist.
Yeah.
So.
That's always good.
Yeah.
And it's always good that you don't like, not to have so much of an ego and just kind of like listen a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
That's like that's one of my biggest pet peeves is that no matter how successful you get or how big you get, don't ever let that get to your head. You know, I don't ever want to become like super big ego, like, oh, don't talk to me, or like, I can't take any criticism. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get somewhere. We're all trying to, you know, so I don't know. I take criticism and anything that comes to me, I take it all.
Have you ever, you ain't got to say the name, but like, have you ever met like a celebrity or artist that's like, you know, pretty high up that you're like, damn, like, I thought they was different than what they are, you know? Like they seem like cool people, but.
Yeah. When I think about it, I don't think I ever met an artist that was like, oh my God, like they're I've met a couple artists, but none that have given me that egotistical vibe, like, oh, I'm better than you, I'm better than everybody else. They've all been really, really down to earth.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I only say that because I've come across people where like, you know, coming up, like you'll look at them like a certain way, like, dang, like, you know, this dude's dope. You know, he don't seem like, but you meet him in person, it's like, dude, this dude's a jerk. Like, he's, you know.
It's crazy because there's some people that don't even know who I am, but they go based off of what they hear. So I've heard a lot of like, people come up to me and they're like, oh, I thought you were stuck up before I knew you, but then I met you and now you're so sweet and down to earth and so humble. I'm like, but you can't believe everything that you hear, you know? Like, I'm like, I'm nothing like that. Like, if you really know who I am genuinely as a person, like, you're like, dang, like she's really humble. Like, you know, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good that you're humble, and I know you're going to stay humble.
Yeah.
That's super, super good. And people love that. People love that and they can see that, you know? I feel like people, once they reach a certain level, they start forgetting like how hard it was for them to come up, or, you know, and that don't mean like you got to like always do like the most, but I feel like you should always remember. Like, that's
why when everybody always says, oh, don't forget me when you get up there, I'm like, I'm not. Like, I'm always going to remember how hard, or the people that helped me get to the top, you know, like I'm not going to just, like forget all of you. But
because there's some people that would get real big headed and they complete. Hey, they'll get a couple followers on Instagram. They get that 50K and they're like, fuck this guy. I don't know you.
No. Everybody matters to me. Everybody that helped me get up there is always going to stay with me.
That's super dope. Yeah. That's super, super dope. That's nice. So I had seen you was on Pepe Garza, his like thing. How was that experience?
I went to Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento in like 2019. It was a interesting experience because I'm Latina, but you know, sometimes I struggle with my Spanish and I have lots of anxiousness with my Spanish because I learned English before Spanish, but now my Spanish is a lot better. But at the time, I would get really anxious about it because people would tell me, oh, you sound like a gringa, you this and that. So it would just stay up here. So even to this day, I still kind of struggle with that anxiousness of talking in public in Spanish, but it's something I'm slowly getting over. So when I did that show, that's the only thing that I was scared of. But it went pretty good. Pepe was very mean, but I think that's just his persona on that stage. I think that's what he has to do on that show. So I'm like, okay, I went there just mentally prepared. Like he's gonna like chew me to pieces. He's just gonna rip me to pieces with his comments. So when I sang I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston, and that day the stage was super cold. Like it was super cold in there. And for a singer, it's really, really bad to sing in a cold setting because it dries up your vocal cords. So I had warmed up and everything. And then when I was up there on stage, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna crack. Something's gonna happen because it's really cold up here and I could feel my vocal cords getting really dry. So when I sang it, it didn't come out like I wanted to because it was all bad. So he had a lot to say. But as I kept progressing through the competition, like I showed him what I was really made of, and I just kept improving more and more. But I think I didn't make it to the top 5, but it's okay.
Nah, that's still cool though. That's still super cool. You're able to, you did that.
Yeah,
you did it.
It was scary.
That's super dope. How was like? Where did you fly in? Like, did you fly? Where did you fly into?
They actually came to Kansas City for the auditions. It was like at La Terraza. I auditioned there, and then they flew me out to California to do the rest of the show. It was something super out of my comfort zone because I'm really used to like auditioning for all the like American Idol, X Factor, The Voice, and all that stuff. So auditioning for a Latin show was super, super out of my comfort zone. But I'm like, you know what? If I want to pursue the Latin genre one day, I'm going to have to, do a Latin show.
Right.
So that's when I jumped into it. And my mom kind of pushed me too. She was like, go for it. And I'm like, okay. Or just did it.
That's dope. Yeah, because the Latin market is huge.
Yeah.
It's popping right now. It's like the biggest, like...
Everybody want to do Latin music.
Everybody is now.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. A couple years back, people didn't want to do it.
No.
They was like scared to do it. Now, like, I mean, you see a lot of Latin artists on the top 10,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Everybody want to do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm Latina. Let me just jump into that real quick. Let me see how it goes. Because in the beginning, I was kind of scared that the Latin genre wasn't for me. Even if I'm Latina, that I wouldn't fit into it. Because since I'm Dominican, I kind of wanted to jump straight into the dembow. I'm like, I want to do a dembow. I want to do a bachata. I want to do all this. But I'm like, I need to start from square one. Like the reggaeton is what's popping right now. So let me at least try to make like a reggaeton. And I think that's where my song, I think Tumbao came from. I wanted like a Latin. Oh no, it was Diablita, sorry. Diablita, it was like a more reggaeton feelish, and that was something completely different to what I usually do. So, and then I got a really good reaction from the public with that song. So I'm like, maybe I should go in this lane.
Just stick to it.
Yeah, just stick to the Latin lane.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's super good. That because I noticed on the songs, like you'll flip like English and Spanish, and I'm like, but it's smooth. It's good.
Yeah, I try to keep
Super
like
good.
the bilingual up in there. There is sometimes where I want to do full Spanish. I think in Diablita I did full Spanish, but I like mixing that Latin and English in there.
Now that's super good.
Yeah.
That's super good because there's a lot of people like us, that they're fluent in Spanish and English, and they'll like, and even the people that don't, they're probably still gonna vibe with it.
Yeah.
They're gonna vibe with it. It's a good sound. It's a super dope sound. Like that song you got the video for.
Oh, Yo No Soy.
That's a good
that
song.
one,
The video's dope too.
Yeah, that one is still popular to this day. That's a song that that's actually the song that kind of like pushed me a bit because it got a lot of views on YouTube and it has a lot of streams on Spotify, which I would have never thought. And it still gets a lot of streams to this day. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, guys, what's your favorite song? Yo No Soy. I'm like, still? I'm like, that song came out in like 2017. And they're like, yeah, that's still my favorite. So that's one of the songs that I'm super, super grateful for because it pushed me to the Latin market.
Yeah, that's for sure a good song.
Yeah, thank you.
It is. It sounds like real. I think it should be on fucking the radio. It should be spinning. It should be spinning for sure. And I think it probably will. I think it will. Once they catch on, the radio is going to be spinning that.
Oh, I appreciate
that's a good
it.
one.
That's the dream, just to have my music on the radio.
I think it's possible. I think it's real. I think it's coming. As a matter of fact,
I hope so.
It's coming. Yeah, for sure.
Everything in God's hands,
Yeah, for sure, it's coming.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, you say you did X Factor.
Yes.
You did American Idol.
Mm-hmm.
You did the Pepe God. You did a couple of them.
I did, and I did The Voice too. But The Voice was never leaked. I did that when I was like, I think 16 as well. I did X Factor first. And that didn't really get me nowhere because I was young, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I did The Voice like a year after that. And for being so young, I got really, really far. Like I spent like a month and a half in LA, and I was with my mom. We basically lived in LA for like a month and a half in a hotel. And every day I would have vocal lessons, and I would have training for the song that I was going to sing in front of them. I've actually been on the stage where like the chairs are at and everything. But when it was my turn to audition, you know how there's like a specific amount of people that they can have on their teams? I think it's like 20 something people. I was one of the last ones to audition, and I was not able to get a spot because all of the teams got filled. So I spent a month and a half in LA just, I mean, not for no reason, because it was an experience and I learned so much vocally. But yeah, at the end, I didn't get to audition, but
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's an experience. It's learning.
Out of all those, American Idol was probably the best experience for you?
Yeah, it was for sure.
That's super dope. So after you did American Idol and all that, did you start feeling like, yeah, okay, I'm popping, I'm going to get this going, I'm going to,
I felt good. I felt really good because of how far I made it, because it was my first time auditioning for American Idol. So I'm like, let me just, right now, and my mental space is just go for it. You never know what could happen. So I went for it, and I'm like, we'll just see how far I go. And I was really surprised by how far I made it because it was my first time. And I felt really good about my vocal abilities and who I was as an artist. And after that, I think this was a couple months before, I had joined a Latin band, which I am currently doing right now. I'm currently a part of still right now. We are called Selecto Show, and we do everything you can think of, from bachata, merengue, norteñas, cumbia, salsa, everything. And they kind of helped me open up a lot, because I used to struggle a lot with public speaking and just being myself on stage. Because personality, I got it. Charisma, energy, I got it all. Stage presence, that's no problem. But for some reason, when it comes to speaking and all that stuff, like I get closed off. Like I shut down. So they helped me a lot with not being afraid to be myself when I speak. And if I mess up, it's okay. Just keep going. So I was with them first, and then I auditioned for American Idol. Then I came back, and everyone in Kansas City knew who we were, who I was. Like, oh, we want you for this gig, we want you for this gig, and all that. So after American Idol, it just kind of like it popped. Like everything just went up.
Started taking off.
Yeah, for sure.
That's super good.
So I've been with them for 3 years now, and it's been a really good adventure with them. That's like now we're traveling to perform. We used to be Kansas City based, but now there's people calling us from Texas, from Connecticut, from Iowa. We recently just did a show in Wichita, Kansas. So it just feels good to know that we're actually getting recognized.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all good experiences, though, when you went to different cities. They embraced you guys with love, huh?
Yeah, and we always get such good compliments. Me, I always get good compliments, but us as a group, we always get the best compliments. Like, oh, you guys play so well together, and you're an amazing singer and all that. And I even had someone last weekend and in Wichita when we performed, she asked me to give her tips about singing. And I love doing that personally. Like, I love when people come up to me and they're like, how do you do this and do that? Because I was there at one point. Like, I wanted to learn how people would do certain things. So I love teaching people what I know, because it's always good to give people knowledge. When they want the same dream as you, it doesn't hurt to give them the same
give them
knowledge.
the love back.
So she was asking me, like, how do you breathe properly? How do you hit a certain note? And I'm just up here just explaining everything.
Yeah, so, that's good. That's nice of you that you did that.
Yeah, it feels good to do that.
Man, we're going to go on break real quick. We're going to pick back up. Yeah, so you just be looking out for people, like, whenever you show love back, huh?
I have to. Like, what is it in me not to show love to people that show love to me? Like, I have to. It just comes naturally.
They're always going to remember that too.
Yeah.
No matter what, people, even that that high, that smile, they're like, man, she's super cool, And
then on top of that, to make things a little bit better, I hop off stage to dance with the people, because I know not a lot of artists like to do that. They don't like getting in the crowd and like interacting with people. But me personally, I love people and I love interacting with a crowd. So I get off of stage sometimes. If I'm not singing a song and I'm just playing like a cowbell or something, I'll go down and I'll dance with the people.
Oh, that's super dope.
Yeah. I love doing that.
That's super, super dope. Like, cause people will remember that. Like, I'm like, man, she's a humble person.
I hope so. I'm just trying to make my mark on the world.
So like performing, right?
Mhm.
Do you ever get like stage fright? Like you feel like nervous?
I do actually. There's sometimes I have a bad habit. I don't think anybody knows this about me. I don't eat before I perform. I don't eat nothing. Pure water, pure air. That's it. And the reason is because when I eat before I sing, I have a tendency to burp when I sing. So like I don't want to be like singing. I'm like, and they're like, what the hell? So sometimes when the nerves kick in, nauseousness kicks in because I haven't eaten anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shoot, I need to start changing that. So when I'm on stage, sometimes I get like pale because I don't know, I get really anxious. And then sometimes I feel like I'm about to pass out because sometimes they have a lot of lights. So not eating, just having water. And on top of that, like
The
heat
lights,
and the
yeah.
lights, it doesn't help at all. So there was one point in time where I almost passed out on stage because I hadn't eaten anything and there was too much heat on the stage. And my mom had to go get me water. My mom had to give me ice. It was insane. So listen, if you're a singer, eat before you perform. Okay? Or even if you're a dancer, artist in general, you got to eat something. Protein bar, protein shake,
Yeah,
something. Because don't listen to me and don't do what I do.
Nah, but I understand the anxiety of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you could get anxiety like sometimes I get anxiety doing this. You know what I mean? I think that's why I probably wear these shades. I wear these shades and I feel like I'm invisible or something, you know?
That's how it is. Yeah.
Nah, but I get it. Have you ever had like a crazy situation like on stage, like some embarrassing happened, or you forgot lyrics, or
All the time. I'm a professional, but I'm clumsy. I forget everything, and it's just I'm a human at the end of the day, but I'm super clumsy. There was one time I fell off the stage. I had a pair of heels on, and I stepped on like the wire, and my foot twisted, and I completely fell off the stage, and everybody saw, and all you heard was like a big.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh my God. And what did I do? I just laughed. Because what can you do in that situation?
Yeah, that's what I think.
What can you do? So, and then when I looked down at my shoe had broken. Like the whole heel broke. And it was a new pair of heels. It was actually my mom's heels. I'm still so sorry about that. And I will buy you a new one. But I broke my mom's heel. And I had to like limp to the car and everything because I didn't bring an extra pair. So I had to drive barefoot. But I've forgotten lyrics all the time. But I just keep going because what are you supposed to do? Just stop or start over, you know? So I just keep going. I'm like, I think I even cussed one time on stage after I forgot. I was like, shit. And I'm like, and everybody laughed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then I just kept going. But I think that's just what makes the audience like, not like me, but like, I don't know how to say it, but they're like, oh, she's like, she can mess up, but she just finds it funny. She just keeps going. Because I'm not going to get mad about it. I'm not going to get upset like, oh, I messed up. Like, you know, I'm just going to laugh.
Right.
That's my biggest thing. I just laugh. I'm the goofiest person you'll ever meet. I'll mess up. I'll fall. I'll do something and I'll just laugh.
That's good. That's always good.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, because the people will just be laughing with you and it's like, all right, we're over it now. So did the music stop when you fell?
It was after I was done performing, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I dance a lot. So I'm surprised I haven't fallen while I'm dancing because I dance a lot. It happened when we were done with the whole set. And then I had walked off stage, but everyone was still like next to the stage. So they saw me fall and they were like, are you okay? And I'm just like dying of laughter. And I'm like, I'm good. My heel's not okay, but I'm good. But other than that, I think that's the only, my voice cracked on stage once.
Did it?
Yeah. I was singing and nothing came out.
No.
Yeah, but it's okay. And then it was actually when I was doing karaoke. So that one I was okay because I could have just stopped and just sat down. But I was doing I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston, and that little ending part where she goes super high, I had lost my voice and nothing came out. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you guys sing the rest of the song. And I just pointed the microphone towards the crowd and they were just singing it. I'm like,
that's cool.
So embarrassing.
So do you drink like hot tea and stuff before you?
I do. I actually have a whole routine. I have a steamer that I put like on my nose that helps the steam go to my throat. I steam. I do vocal exercises before I go on stage. And I also have a spray that I spray on my vocal cords because it helps them. It helps my muscles like relax. It's called like singer spray. It's disgusting, but it helps a ton. And yeah, that's what I usually do. And then when I get off stage, I do the same thing. I steam and then I take 2 teaspoons of raw honey and then I go to bed. Because then the next day my voice will be fine, like nothing happened.
Like after a big performance, do you still feel like is your voice like hoarse like the next day? Like
sometimes if I don't take care of it and I don't do my routine, it'll be hoarse, super hoarse. Like we just had a show like back to back, 2 shows. I didn't do my vocal routine. So right now, as you can kind of tell, I'm a little raspy because I didn't do my routine. But other than that, I would have been fine today if I would have done it. But yeah.
What's up? Let me ask you, who would you have play you in a movie?
Oh my God, I've never been asked that question.
Super random.
I think I would have Zendaya play me.
Oh, I could see that.
I don't know. She just fits everything that I'm into. She's a dancer. She's a model. She sings. She's pretty. Oh, that sounded really bad. She's pretty. I'm not trying to say I'm pretty, but she just fits everything that I would want to be as an artist and as a person. Like she's a sweetheart, down to earth. She doesn't really care about what the media thinks of her. Like she's always out of the media because she doesn't pay much mind to it. And that's how I want to be. So
that's super dope. She's dope.
Yeah, I love her
dope.
style too.
I can see that.
My
for
style
sure.
kind of revolves around Zendaya. Like I get my inspiration from her looks.
Because
she could be elegant, she could be classy, but then at the same time she can throw on a long t-shirt and be all tomboy. And that's my style that I like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I can see that. I think I'll be Denzel Washington. I can see Denzel. Hey, I don't know. Don't ask me why, but I just see that,
Yeah, that's okay. Oh my God, I've never been asked that question, so I didn't even know who I was gonna say.
Nah, but that's what's up, man. So back to the music. So where are you at right now? Like, where do you see yourself like in 5 years?
I honestly just want to keep growing with my music. In 5 years, I see myself becoming a really big artist that, tours the world and does a lot of concerts. Maybe in 5 years, I won't have like a super, super big, maybe it could happen. You never know what could happen. But I just want to keep growing more and play more shows and travel. I want to travel everywhere and sing everywhere because I want to be known everywhere. So I just want to keep writing music. I want to keep traveling with the band and just performing and letting people hear my voice.
I definitely see that.
Yeah.
I definitely see that.
Thank you.
I could definitely see you, being a huge pop star,
Those are the dreams. It's a hope.
Yeah.
Everything in God's hands, but I hope it happens sooner than 5 years. That's why I'm trying to work as hard as I can to make it happen a little bit quicker. I know it takes patience and everything comes at its time, but I feel like if you really want it, you'll put more work into it. So it'll happen a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. You was talking about traveling. Like what's a place you would love to go to, like on your bucket list?
I haven't been in a long time and it's my home city. I would love to go back to New York City and perform because I have a lot of family in New York City. And I also have a lot of family in Miami. And it's been a dream of mine and on my bucket list to perform in Miami. Because I feel like you can get a lot of recognition in performing in Miami. So those are the 2 on my bucket list, New York City and Miami.
That would be dope.
And also Los Angeles too.
That would be dope.
Yeah, instead of going down there for like auditions and stuff, I actually want to get booked to play in those places.
Yeah, that would be super dope.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Hopefully one day.
What about for a vacation though?
For vacation?
Yeah, just like if somebody were to be like, hey, like you can go wherever you want to right now. Pick anywhere in the world.
Europe.
Europe?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I've been wanting to go to Europe. I like tropical places. Like I've always wanted to go to Puerto Rico and Colombia and Puerto Rico. I just said Puerto Rico, my bad. I love going to the Dominican Republic. That I always go. But I've always wanted to go to different places. But I think on top of my bucket list is Europe for sure.
Europe.
Yeah.
Is there a specific place in Europe or just Europe in general?
Just Europe in general.
Oh, that's super cool. That's super cool, yeah.
Yeah. I want to travel everywhere. I want to explore.
for some strange reason, I want to go to Dubai. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Although it's super strict, it's kind of like, I hear like, I'm not even sure. Like I hear like you can't even cuss or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
there's like a specific like clothing, like girls have to wear specific clothes in certain places. Like you can't just like, I can't just pull up like this and some shorts and some tennis shoes in some places because then they'll kick you out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe that'll be in like 2 years.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah, but Dubai would be a really cool place to travel.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's on my bucket list. I do want to go to Dominican Republic though. I told him like that's somewhere you're gonna have to put me on. Like where do you go? Like
you gotta
I
take
almost went.
You gotta take a trip to Punta Cana. That's your place to go. You gotta go to a resort in Punta Cana, and even just touring in the little cities, like the little towns. Me personally, I love going to little towns because like it just shows like. I don't know. I like going to small towns. Sometimes I don't like going to resorts and stuff like that. Sometimes I would prefer to stay with my family in a small town because I love being with family because we listen to music on the street. We'll stay up to like 5 a.m. just listening to music. So I just love being around like the family environment, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
But at the same time, it's cool to go to a resort and be all bougie and stuff. And so I would go to Punta Cana for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah,
Clear
I'm gonna have to check
waters,
that out.
The heat is hot, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I think I want to do that very soon.
Yeah.
Very, very soon. Who's an artist right now that you're listening to right now that's like kind of inspirational to you? Do you have anybody right now? You got you right now, huh?
I got me. No, I'm just kidding. I listen to a lot of people. I don't really try to like narrow it down to just one person because I love all types of music. I listen to everything. I listen to K-pop and dance hall and soul, R&B, rock even. And now that I joined the Latin band, I listen to everything else. Cumbia, norteñas, rock en español. So for me, I have so much in my head. Like I love this person, I love this person. But in reality, when it comes to like who I would listen to every day is on the English side, Ariana Grande, and on the Spanish side, Daddy Yankee, for sure.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, that's somebody that I can't go one day without listening to Daddy Yankee. He's been an inspiration and an obsession of mine since I was like 8.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah.
He's one of the originators too, huh? Mm-hmm. Him and Tego and I mean, that's from what I know, Tego Calderon.
Yeah, Tego Calderon, Ivy Queen, all
Queen.
of them. Yeah. I love the OGs, but Daddy Yankee will always be like the OG for me and somebody that I look up to because also he's very humble. He stayed humble since from the bottom all the way going to the top. Like I admire that so much about him that he cares about his fans and the way. I don't know the way that he is. I just like the way that he is. Yeah, like he's super humble.
I could see you on a song with Daddy Yankee.
Oh my God, that's a dream. But he just retired, so I can't do that no more.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's what's up.
That was a dream, but man, Daddy Yankee, if you're listening, you know, a song would be really great before you retire. Come
on, Daddy Yankee. Hey, that's what's up, man. You know, hopefully he hears this and he reaches out. You never know.
You hit me up on my Instagram, you know, that'd be great. That would be amazing.
That'd be super.
I saw him in concert. I had a dream that came true that I've been wanting to see him since I was 8. And I got taken to Cali Bash and I saw him in concert and I promise you the whole time I was crying. Like I enjoyed it, but like I was crying the whole time. He came out on stage and I just like lost it because I hadn't seen him at all. I just listened to his music and I'm like, one day I'm gonna see him. And I saw him about like two years ago, and it was the best experience ever. And then I saw him again in Texas a year ago, and I cried again. So
see, that's dope. See, you never know. You never know. Anything's possible in this world. Anything's possible. You can.
For sure. So hopefully one day, you know, I can be on a single with Daddy Yankee. Fingers crossed.
Hey, that'd be super dope.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. Hey, so I was about to tell you something, but just slipped my mind. So what type of kid was you growing up?
What type of kid was I?
Like in school, like high school, middle school? Was you like a was you like, because you saying you was like outgoing like as a kid, but was you
Yeah.
like that? Because I know like once you start going to school, it starts getting a little different, you know.
I was, if I'm gonna be straight honest with you, I was the nerd in school. I never went to no parties. I never went to no nothing. I was strictly school and choir. I was that geeky choir kid. But I was at the same time I was super outgoing, but I was never like talking to a lot of people. I had my own group and I would just go there, say hi, go to class, go to choir, go home. So I was like in my own bubble, but it was weird because I was super social. Like I loved talking to people, but I kind of just stuck to myself in high school, and I was just trying to get by. And yeah, and I just liked being in choir. I just liked to sing. That's all I wanted to do. So I did choir for 4 years, and then I graduated, and yeah, high school was just kind of like a breeze for me because I like to study, I like learning, and I love books and all that stuff. So I was a pretty good kid. I was a pretty good student. All A's and B's. Sometimes I'm not even gonna lie to you, maybe a D in math, but we brought it up to a C plus.
Hey, that's what's up.
Math is not my thing, but I was a good student and I was super outgoing. And but yeah, I just kind of stuck to myself. I didn't really talk to that many people.
Right.
But maybe senior year, that's when I kind of grew out of my bubble, because that's when we did all the talent shows, we did all that stuff. So I kind of got more involved with everybody my senior year. So I think my senior year was like the best for me.
Yeah, hell yeah. So how important is like I feel like we live in a good day and age right now where everything's in the palm of our hand. You get what I mean? So
Yep.
we're just a click away from anything. You got any questions, we could find anything out. Like we don't have to push physical CDs.
Yeah.
We could just stream our music. We could put up our own music. Like, so how important is that? Like to the grind, you know what I mean? Like the grind to put that work in, you know what I mean? As far as like the streaming, your social media presence, all that. Is that important to you? Like as far as for your career?
Super important. Now we got TikTok where you could go viral off of one video in a night.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just trying to stay as consistent as I can, because now my social media has grown like I've never thought in a million years it would grow. I have almost 200K on TikTok. I'm at like 122 point something. And it's just been like an amazing ride. Like I have fans from everywhere. Every time I go live on TikTok, they're like, "Oh, we have love from Miami, from Texas, from everywhere." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So just keeping that persona up on TikTok and even Instagram, because now, on Instagram, you can do reels and stuff. You can get views on there too. So I think social media presence is huge, because what else is supposed to push your videos out? What else are you supposed to do? Because YouTube is big, but I feel like YouTube is bigger for vlogging.
Yeah.
Your daily life and what you do. So right now for artists, it's TikTok. For sure.
Yeah.
So I've been grinding on TikTok for years now, and I'm finally starting to like gain the recognition and the following, and I'm just trying to stay consistent with that. And even with my images on social media, you got to keep up with your pictures, with your photo shoots, because once you stop, they're going to be like, "Where'd she go?" And they're going to forget about you. Yeah. And then when you try to pop back up, your momentum is going to stop.
You got to build it back up.
You got to build it back up. So it's huge. So that's when people are like, "Damn, you got so many photo shoots and you got this and then that." I'm like, well, it's working towards my career. It's not just because I want to do it just because, Yeah. So I think it's huge. Super huge.
So everybody, man, pay attention. Take notes. Push it.
Yeah.
TikTok will push it for you too.
Stay consistent. Just because one day your video only gets 300 views doesn't mean that the next week you won't get 1.1 million views. Because that's how I was. I was stuck at 200 views for a cool 3 months. And I was stuck at 80K for about 6 months. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm just like, you know what? We're just going to keep going. And I had somebody tell me, you just keep going, because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep posting and posting and posting. It doesn't matter what I post. And then one video that went viral for me that like started me up was my cover for Alicia Keys' Falling. And that's what boosted
Oh, I
me
think I
up.
did see that one.
Yeah. So that's what boosted me up. And then I had another one from Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. That also went viral. So I'm like, dang, it's just a hit or miss.
Right.
Like you just gotta post because you never know what could go viral. I had a dancing video that went viral and my main focus is singing, but I'm like, well, if people like my dancing too, I can also post that because that's also part of my persona.
Right.
So I was like, yeah. So just post as much
Just
as you
keep
can.
going.
Yeah.
Because people will get discouraged like super easy.
Yes.
Like, oh man, I only got these likes. I only got these views. But you're right. If you stay consistent, keep rolling. And just
that's
keep
what I was
keep
stuck
putting it
on.
up.
I was stuck. I got super discouraged. At one point, I wasn't even posting at all. Because I'm like, what's the point? Nobody's watching my stuff. Nobody's watching anything. So what am I doing? And I'm like, one day I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start posting every day, see what it does for me. And yeah, man, it just...
You know, I figured out too, like whenever you post it, like don't pay attention to it. Just let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quit looking at it, quit refreshing, seeing who liked it.
That was my problem.
Let it go and post the next one.
Yeah.
And just post. Because the more you keep looking at it, the more, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know if like TikTok or Instagram knows like let it go, man.
Yeah,
and if you let it go, it'll just come to you. And if it don't, it'll come on the next one.
Yeah, I would be stuck on my phone. Like I would refresh and refresh. Like, oh, how many views did I get? How many views did I get? But at the end of the day, it don't matter. Like it's out of your control. Like how many people are gonna view it is how many people's gonna view it. You just gotta keep posting.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Do you have any words for like young girls that are looking up to you? Like right now, there's probably like some young girl looking at you right now. Like she's inspiration, you know, like she's super dope.
Yeah.
It could be any girl, young Latina girl, any girl from any part of the world looking at you right now, inspired. Like, you know, do you have any words for her?
I think my biggest thing is just be you. I used to grow up a lot comparing myself to other people and being like, dang, like why don't I look like that? Why don't I sound like that? And I think the biggest thing is just be your authentic self because the world is going to fall in love with who you are. You know, not everybody's going to be like you. Everybody's unique in their own way. And, you know, I think just be passionate about what you do. Don't let anybody get into your head and talk about, oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't dress like this. You shouldn't be like that. No, just be you and stick with that because the world is going to fall in love with you either way.
Yeah. So. And I think that you're super right.
Yeah.
I think those are good words that you said though, because no matter what, I feel like if you're yourself, you're going to gravitate to you.
Yeah. Because that was something that I used to struggle with a lot is that I would get so in my head like, damn, I wonder what people thought about this. And I wonder what people thought about how I did this. Don't pay attention to the comments and negative comments, anything. Because, well, I mean, negative comments help a lot because they just build you and make you stronger, but don't let it affect you in a negative way. You know? So that's the biggest thing. I've learned a lot from that because I used to let those comments bring me down a lot and bring me into a dark place. But you just got to keep going because only you know what you're capable of.
Oh, yeah.
You know, only you know who you are as an artist and as a person. No matter if you're doing dancing, modeling, singing, just be you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let those negative comments get to you at all.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, they don't know, you know, they're just hating.
They don't
at the
know
end of the
you.
day. They don't know you. They're hating at the end of the day. You know, they wish they could be in your position.
They just know of you and of your social presence.
I get those comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like just keep pushing, keep grinding everybody and you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all you can do.
It was nice having you on here.
Thank you.
It was a super dope experience having you come down here.
It was an honor being here. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe next time, you know, you're already gonna be
I hope, man. we'll do another podcast here in a year. So let's see where I'm gonna be at.
Nah, you're gonna be up there. You're gonna be up there.
Oh, another word of advice, be kind to people. Be nice. I don't like mean people, so just be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Everybody.
Be humble. And take care of yourself and your well-being.
Yeah. You want to shout out your like social medias or?
Yeah, I'm signed to a talent agency, so I kind of want to shout them out too.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay. So you guys can follow me on all social platforms. I got Spotify. I have Instagram, and it's by Wennely Quezada, Wennely. Last name Quezada. I also have TikTok, Facebook. I think that's it. And then I'm also signed to a talent agency. I recently signed with them, and they're called the Next Page Agency. So you can book me for anything under them. And they also have an Instagram as well called the Next Page Agency. So yeah,
Hey, make sure you guys check her out. But we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. My baby don't mess around because she loves this song, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walking out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together, cause we don't know how. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Thank you.
That was dope. Wow. That was super dope.
Thank you.